Hello, gentlemen. Now probably isn't a bad idea to do a global troop count. I'm pretty sure I got everything right. If I don't, let me know and we'll fix it. So we'll start over here. America has 2 infantry and artillery, 1 tank and 2 AA in eastern United States. Out to sea, they do not have a sub. They have a carrier with a fighter and a TAC, 2 destroyers, 1 cruiser, 2 transports. The British have a sub and a destroyer, as well as a transport in 106. There is a artillery and infantry in Quebec. Germans have a sub in 119, a sub in 109. The British have 3 fighters in London, a tank, a mech, 5 infantry, 4 AA guns, 2 French infantry, and 1 French fighter. The Russians have a sub up in 126. The Germans have a destroyer, a cruiser, a sub, a transport, a battleship in 112. I still have 2 men in Denmark, not sure if that's right. Holland, I don't think I have that right. That's wrong. There's no men in Holland. In Normandy, there are 2 artillery and 1 mech. There are 2 AAs in Paris. 1 is German, 1 is Italian. There's a tank in southern France. There are 2 infantry in western Germany, 2 AA, as well as 1 fighter. Southern Italy, 1 Italian infantry, 1 Italian AA. In Sea Zone 93, there is a Italian cruiser and a German carrier with a fighter on it, as well as a destroyer and a transport. French have an infantry in Morocco, an infantry in Algeria. The Italians have taken Tunisia with an infantry and an artillery. In Malta, there are 2 fighters, a TAC, a fighter. 2 fighters, a TAC, a Strat, an AA, and an infantry. The Italians have a sub in 96, a transport in 95. In Italy, they have 5 infantry, 2 AA, 2 fighters, and 1 Strat. In addition to that, there's a German Air Force comprising of 1 Strat bomber, 4 fighters, 4 attack bombers. There's a Frenchman in French Central Africa. The Italians have 3 infantry, 1 tank, 1 artillery, 1 mech in Alexandria. They also have an infantry and an artillery in Anglo, 1 infantry in Kenya. The British have 2 transports in 71, as well as 2 infantry and a artillery in South Africa. In 76, they have 2 destroyers, 1 cruiser, 1 transport. The French have a destroyer up in 81. In Cairo, there are 2 Anzac infantry, 2 British infantry, 1 tank, and 1 artillery. The French have an infantry in Transjordan. Greece, 2 German infantry, 1 tank. Bulgaria, 2 Italian infantry. Yugoslavia, 2 Italian infantry, 2 Italian artillery, 2 German mechanized units. Romania, 2 German infantry, 1 Strat bomber, 1 artillery, as well as 2 Italian tanks. There is 1 German infantry in Bessarabia. And let's go to Berlin. There are 5 tanks, 1 mech, 1 AA gun. The Russians have a cruiser in the Baltic Sea in 114. They have a sub in 115. They have 1 infantry in Freiburg, 2 infantry in Karelia, and the Germans have 5 infantry in Finland. There's 1 infantry in Leningrad for Russia. Russia also has 1 AA and 1 artillery in Archangel, 4 infantry in Belarus, 4 infantry in Baltic states. The Germans have 19 infantry, 4 tanks, I think that's 5 and 5. As a matter of fact, I'm sure of it. 1 second. There are 5 tanks, 5 artillery, 2 AA, and 19 infantry. 1 infantry in Bessarabia. Ukraine, 1 infantry. Rostov, 4 infantry. Western Ukraine, 1 infantry. Bryansk, 16 infantry, 3 AA, 3 artillery, 3 mech, 2 tanks. Moscow, 6 artillery, 1 mech, 1 tank, 2 fighters, 1 tactical bomber. They have 3 infantry in Yenisei, 3 infantry in Yakut, 12 infantry and 2 AA in Sakar. Let's go now to Eastern Persia. There is 1 infantry for UK in Eastern Persia. In India, they have 2 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 fighter, 1 tac. In 39, they have a battleship and a transport. In 41, they have a transport, 1 infantry in Sumatra, 1 infantry in Malaya, and 1 Anzac infantry in Malaya. 2 infantry in Shan State. The British have moved into Burma with 5, 6, 7 infantry, 1 artillery, 3 AA guns, and they left their fighter there. Chinese in Sichuan have 6 infantry and 1 fighter. Senshi, 1 infantry. Kansu, 1 infantry. The Japanese, starting from north to south. Manchuria, 9 infantry, 1 AA. Sichuan, 1 infantry, 1 artillery. Hopei, 1 infantry. Anhui, 4 infantry. Kwichao, 6 infantry, 2 artillery. Yunnan, 1 infantry, 2 artillery, 1 mech. Guangxi, 3 artillery, 1 tank, 4 infantry. 1, 2, 3 fighters, 4 attack bombers, 2 strap bombers. Shanghai, 2 mechanized units, and again Anhui, 4 infantry. 2 infantry in Siam. Out to sea in Sea Zone 36, there are 2 subs, 1 destroyer, 1 cruiser, 4 transports, 1 carrier with 2 fighters on board. The Americans still have a fighter in the Philippines, as well as 2 infantry. Anzac has a transport in 42 with 2 infantry on Java. Japanese have an infantry in Palau. In Caroline Islands, there are 2 infantry, 1 AA gun, 4 fighters, 2 tac bombers. Out to sea in the Caroline Islands Sea Zone of 33, there are 2 carriers with 2 fighters and 2 tacs. There's also 2 battleships, 1 cruiser, 2 destroyers, and a transport. In addition to that, up north in Sea Zone 6, the Japanese have a destroyer, 2 empty carriers, and on the mainland they have 1 infantry and 3 AA guns. Queensland, there are 3 fighters, 1 artillery, 2 infantry, 2 AA guns. In 54, there is a destroyer and a cruiser. There is a transport in 62, 1 infantry in New South Wales, 1 infantry in New Zealand. The Americans have a destroyer in 30, and 31, and 25. In 26, they have 4 subs, 3 destroyers, 2 cruisers, 1 battleship, 2 transports, 1 carrier with 1 fighter, and 1 tac. They have left a strap bomber and a fighter in western United States, as well as 3 mechs and 2 AA pieces, and they also have 1 artillery in western Canada. I believe I got that right. If I don't, let me know and we'll figure it out, alright?